I didn't believe the stories about Black Hollow Forest. Not the disappearances, not the hikers who claimed they heard voices calling their names. Not even the fact that officially 7 people vanished there between 1987 and 1994. Until I went inside, and something followed me out. Black Hollow Forest sits just outside a small town in Washington state. It's not famous, it's not touristy, it's just there. Dense trees, no clear skyline, trails that look the same no matter which direction you turn. Locals avoid it. They don't joke about it, they just change the subject. Between the late 80s and early 90s, multiple hikers went missing in the same 3-mile radius. No bodies were ever recovered, no confirmed suspects, search dogs lost the scent, helicopters found nothing. Police blamed rough terrain, wildlife, accidents, but every report included one detail that never made sense to me. Before disappearing, each person told someone they felt like they were being watched. In 2018, my cousin Daniel decided he wanted to film a short documentary about unsolved disappearances. Black Hollow came up in his research. I told him not to go. He laughed and said, "It's just trees." So, one October afternoon, we drove out there with 2 cameras and enough water for a few hours. The moment we stepped past the trailhead, it felt wrong. No birds, no insects, no wind. Just this heavy silence that made your ears ring. About a mile in, Daniel suddenly stopped walking. He said he heard something behind us. At first, I thought it was branches snapping, but he shook his head. "Footsteps," he said, "matching ours." We both turned around. Nothing. No movement. No sound. But when we started walking again, the feeling didn't go away. It felt like someone was just beyond the tree line, staying perfectly out of sight. Then Daniel said something that made my stomach drop. "It's not following us," he whispered. "It's herding us." Later that night, after we got home, I dug through old newspaper archives online. One of the missing hikers from 1991 had written in her journal that she felt like something was guiding her deeper into the woods, like subtle noises kept steering her off trail. Search teams eventually found her backpack 3 miles from the entrance, zipped, clean, placed carefully against a tree. No signs of struggle. Exactly 3 miles in, the same distance we'd reached when Daniel started feeling uneasy. We decided to turn back. That's when we noticed the orange trail ribbons tied to branches on our way in were gone. Not fallen, not torn, gone. The trees started looking wrong after that, too close together, too similar, like we were walking in a loop that didn't want to end. Then we heard it. A whistle. Low. 2 notes. From somewhere deep in the forest. Daniel froze. That's not an animal. The whistle came again. Closer. We didn't talk about it. We just started walking faster. The air felt colder, thicker, like it was pushing against us. And then Daniel tripped near a cluster of rocks. I bent down to help him up, and that's when I saw something carved on one of the stones. Initials. 7 sets, with dates next to them. The same years as the missing persons reports. It looked old, weathered, like it had been there for decades, like someone had been keeping count. We ran after that, didn't care about direction, didn't care about the trail, just ran. We broke through the tree line just before sunset. Neither of us spoke on the drive home. A week later, Daniel started reviewing the footage. He called me at 2 a.m. His voice sounded different. In one of the clips, while we were talking about the disappearances, there's something in the background, about 30 yards behind us, between two trees. A figure, tall, too thin, standing completely still, watching us. We never saw it while we were there. The police said it was probably a shadow, a trick of light, but there's one detail they couldn't explain. The timestamp on that clip showed we were in a section of the forest that doesn't exist on any official trail map, somewhere search teams in the 90s never documented. Daniel never went back to Black Hollow, neither did I. But sometimes, late at night, when everything is quiet, I hear a low whistle outside my window. 2 notes, the same distance apart. And I don't live anywhere near a forest anymore.